house, and she'd always have to, like, I had, all the good guys, Drace and everybody, and the good wizards and stuff on one side, and the beholders and the gorgons and stuff on the other side. They're all facing each other. I've got like thousands of them that I've painted. And she used to always have to, lift them out of the desk, put it back. Like, hey, who moved the Pegasus? They're squared off against the Knights of Zibidit. So one day she's cleaning.
Kathy Bates in Missouri? You gonna hobble her?
So one day she's cleaning, and she just got tired of picking up dusting, so she just went. And these are the cool pewter ones that, like, the swords, if you bend it, they're like the pewter. So I get home and she's like, honey? Because I'm like, where's all my figurines? She's like, honey, there was a battle? Everybody lost. What do you do? So then, lo and behold, I get on the show, and the rest is history. You get to see me do the diffuser dance and super wedgie.
You guys have to understand that those of us who worked on the show, we had no idea we were going to get a second season. No clue at all. Sci-Fi didn't tell us anything. We thought it was a popular show, and everybody loved watching feedback and Major Victory and Fat Mama and whatnot, but I had no idea until the day before they started shooting you guys. They called us all, okay, you've got another job.
And really, what were the chances Sci-Fi would cancel a popular show?
Firefly, Firefly.
Frelin Network.
Yes, exactly. That's why they cut my feet.
That's why he's having a draw up here now.
I just want to clear one thing up. Sarah had been so supportive during this whole process. I say we wouldn't talk about the costume until she was like, she was never for a moment was she, unsupportive about that, or didn't want to talk about it, or didn't want to be open to it. I tell that story because if I were her, I would go insane. Every night we seem to talk about this, and I just wanted to.
And it's kind of cool that feedback, the genesis, that was her idea.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if she thought of, everything. I'm just the puppet. She thought of video game ideas. She said, hey, how about every time you use a power, you lose a memory? And
every hero has to have.
For me, that totally resonates for me because I thought, if I lose, for me, that is my worst fear. My worst personal fear is that I would lose my memories and not be who I am because they make me who I am. So I thought if I incorporate that, in the character, something that's a real fear of mine, then that would give the character hopefully real gravity.
I remember Stan saying something that I don't think was on camera, that he liked the fact that you had really thought out the idea of being a superhero. You have to have some kind of weakness, but superheroes can't be perfect. They're supposed to be a little bit flawed so that they can rise above the trials that they go through.
I just imagine all these, if it turned into all these comic books, but I just imagine every story where you're sitting there going, how is he going to get out of this? He doesn't have any, he doesn't have the perfect ability to solve this problem. I wanted to give more problems than powers, so that it was, something where people go, wow, I had no idea that he would ever pull out of that. But that's all thanks to her, and really, she should be the one that's up here answering questions.
Speaking of questions, do we have any?
I have one for the diffuser. In the first episode, they had feedback come over and act all surprised, and did that actually happen, or did they call you beforehand and say, oh, he's gonna come, and act surprised, act like you're doing?
You mean when we were actually notified about being on the show?
Yeah, did he actually come around like they showed on the...
Actually, that was a very depressed time in my life because I hadn't heard anything for weeks. And I thought, well, if I was going to make the show, I'd have heard something by now. So you can ask my wife. I was very upset. I thought, man, I thought I did so well. I was so stressed out. I had like total teenage acne going on because I was so stressed out. And I'm there, and I'm standing there with some buddies of mine, and they come around the corner with the camera, and they're like, Stan Lee wants you to be a superhero. And this is my reaction. Because in my mind, I had totally decided, well, I guess I didn't have what it takes. Oh well, I tried, and I don't handle failure well, because I'm kind of stubborn. A little bossy. Anyway, so I'm literally, when they walked up and around the corner with the camera and the TV crew and everything, I'm literally just like, huh? And they, everyone's clapping and yay, and there's a crowd there, and everyone's laughing, and so yeah, I was very surprised. And I had, first time in my life, I have nothing to say.
I'm just shut up.
Oh my God. In fact, Norma finally goes, say something. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to Hollywood. That's all the wit I had at the moment. So yes, I was incredibly surprised. Did not know about it. Had thought they had passed me by for, carpet man or something, or homeless guy who thought he could fly. It was very cool about that.
That's ghetto man.
Ghetto man.
My second one was for feedback. How did you feel when you found out the second season heroes didn't have to wear power inhibitors?
Actually, when I saw that episode, I think Chris is referring to the fact that we got to see heroes from season 2 actually use and emulate powers in the series before someone had been proclaimed a superhero. In season 1, you never see any of us using powers. That happened on episode 6, where they're actually talking to the school kids and showing their stuff. And this, I remember Sarah and I were watching it, and I go, oh, what? No way, they're not superheroes yet. The level of anger suppressed. Not only because I'd been in Megasnake and I didn't get to use I didn't have superpowers in the movie.
Where did my headphones stand?
And they get superpowers in episode 6 before they've even been declared superheroes. People who don't win get superpowers. Ah! But the superhero inside us all, it's okay to feel those feelings. It's just, don't, do anything about them. So after I calmed down a little bit, I was like, okay, you know what? It's cool. Because I was supposed to be in episode 6. And episode 6, I knew I would have superpowers later on in the episode. After they bust out of the crate.
Can I tell that story from my perspective? Because it was awesome. and you're humble, and you won't tell it as awesome as you really were. Because he's very humble about it. I can't tell you how cool it was. Because, no matter what you think about me having won the show, or, Hyperstrike or Hygiena having been in the show, we were all feedback fans. So we got to see him the first day when we teleported in and started the show. Before we go in the lair, he does that little intro, which, again, they didn't do him justice because the intro he gave us was far longer and far more heartfelt than what they aired on the show. So, but we haven't seen him in a while because we hadn't been eliminated. We got eliminated, I got the same before that. So we get locked in the crate. We get out of the wooden crate where we find Stan Lee's pencil, and we think, yes, we're free, we did it, high five. Darn it, there's another gate here. And so we're trapped by this big iron gate, and we're like, man, Hyperstrike's on my shoulders, we're trying to flip over it, Hygiena's cleaning it. And we were honestly at our wits' end because, we had tools there, we can't do this, no diffuser, you can't kick down that door over there. We couldn't get through this iron gate, and we were so frustrated. I mean, we were literally at our wits' end. And I'm thinking, we're failing this. Time's running out. We can't figure it out.